talk about the weather stuff in California,
Mhm.
because I know that there's a lot of hysteria around climate, obviously, but then even in that hysteria has been pushed in places like California, where you do have some of these weather patterns like the drought and the
Mhm.
issues that are going on. Just speak to that broadly, what the trends have been lately, and then we'll go into that more.
Yeah, I think it ties in well with the energy trends in the media supporting a false narrative. Are we
Mhm.
suffering intense storms because of climate change? I don't think anybody can definitively say that. I remember El Nino in 1998 in San Diego. There were hurricane warnings. There was intense rain for months. I remember looking out and thinking, man, when is it going to be sunny? It feels like Portland or something like that. But we've had a wet year and we've had record snowfall in the mountains. The reservoirs are full. And now, instead of celebrating, hey, the reservoirs are full, we're out of a drought, it's, well, now when all this snow melts, it's going to flood everything. And it's like, oh my gosh, like we can't just sensibly manage this, say how beautiful it is lately. There has been flood damage, but California needed the rain, and it goes through seasonal events, and these big wet winters happen in California. That's why, tying back into the agriculture, that's why it's such a fertile basin. That's all, floodplain, and the San Joaquin Valley is massive. It'll take you 5 hours to drive through it, or more. And so we've got a wet year and catastrophizing, how along the way from start to finish. And within the weather systems, we've been hit with high natural gas prices as a result of, poor planning. We didn't have enough gas in storage because we didn't plan for a wet, cold winter in California. So all of this ties together, with energy and climate, and how our utilities or our local operators in the field for oil and gas are managing these energy systems within a broader ecosystem. So it's been a really fascinating year to watch.
With the claiming, "Hey, we're in this drought emergency thing," were there any, like, overreach from a regulatory standpoint? I thought I saw you posting some stuff being like, people are trying to say the drought isn't over. It's like
Hmm.
it's a lot more convenient when there's a crisis, because when there's a crisis, you can push these things.
Yeah.
Are people gonna wanna let that go? Is that narrative gonna drop? Or are they gonna still wanna retain that kind of emergency power that maybe they're trying to grab with, some of the hysteria?
Yeah, it seems like COVID, Sacramento was slow to, unlock the emergency order on that. I think medical, mandates might be lifted in April. Like just now, the final mandates are being lifted. But there was a
Wow.
LA Times headline that Gavin Newsom was not relinquishing his emergency control over the drought. And shouldn't it be time to just say, hey, the reservoirs are full, there's flooding, if anything, we're having flood damages. So maybe now he'll continue some emergency order over the flood damages, but it allows Sacramento also to control the flows of water throughout the state. And I'm not a water expert, but there is a big element to that. And it has been, published in mainstream articles for sure.